This opening didn't take much thought. I talk about trains with faces a lot. My life looks cool, but it's really not. But now it's time for us to begin.
Okay, here we go. Hello. This is George.
Hi George, this is Kevin from Fisher-Price. Just calling back to over the Mattel Creations Supervisor in regards to some comic times.
Yes. Who did you say this was?
Fisher-Price Mattel, is there something I can help you out with, or?
Oh, yeah. You said supervisor. That's right.
Sorry.
Yeah. So, real quick, do you mind if this is recorded?
Sure, real hard.
Okay. So, I was looking into some I was trying to find some information about some canceled products that I have, which are these are some Thomas Wooden Railway products.
Okay.
And I have them with me right now. They but I don't. The different people at customer service haven't. They've been wanting to help, but they haven't really known what to do about it.
Okay, we'll see what I can try to figure out.
Okay. So what's your name? Oh, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay. So the things that the first things I have in question are well, do you remember the My Custom Engine line of products?
The custom engine lines, I think they had that available for a while, and make your own engine.
Yeah, okay. So that apparently there was it got discontinued a while ago, but there were some versions that were never officially released.
Okay.
There were three main different shapes of engine you could get, right? And there was a fourth one that didn't apparently it was
didn't actually make it to retail.
yeah, it didn't make it to retail. In fact, I think they only made test runs of it. I obtained mine through some third-party sellers, like one from eBay and some others from this place called AliExpress, which, being based in China, might explain some stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, but I was wondering if you could help me figure anything out.
Yeah, if it's something that wasn't officially released, I really won't have much information on it. And with that line being discontinued, let me just take a look here and see if anything.
Yeah.
About the Thomas Customs.
Yeah, because I do have there are some numbers on the bottom because these are blank test runs, so it's not going to have the name of the character. But it.
What's the numbers you have on the bottom?
Okay, so well, there's 5 colors, and each one has a similar set of numbers. The red one is BJP62.
DJ and T as in Thomas? 62?
BJP62.
Okay, P as in Paul. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, just making sure.
That's fine.
Let's see if this pulls anything up here. Check one other spot. Yeah, because there is always a possibility that something is kind of goes through like that prototype phase, but doesn't actually make it into full production. So sometimes they do have product numbers that are kind of assigned to them, but if it doesn't actually make it out to market, since I don't have what those numbers correspond with. Yeah.
There's a second set of numbers on it.
Sure, what's the other number?
This one is 3575 KW. So K as in K Jewelers and
Gotcha.
W as in Walter.
Okay, well with that, I can at least, that's the manufacturing date code. Basically what that translates into, the first 3 numbers are going to be the day of the year. So it was the 357th day.
Oh,
and then
wow.
5 would be the 5 would be the year itself. So that would have been like probably 2015.
Wow.
So that it just basically tells you
Yeah. Yeah, I can see why that would be really helpful. These are... Yeah, in fact, all of these look like they were made late. All the 5 of the My Custom Engine diesels, because I have all 5 colors with me. They all seem to have been made in late 2015, which actually makes sense.
Yeah, because I think that program launched. I don't remember specifically, but I think it was like 2016. I think it was.
The My Custom Engine line came out in like 2014 and then ended like last year, as far as I know. But I think at first they didn't have the silver option, and they started like I think there was experiments done with that around 2015 or 14, and it seems that the same thing had been done with the diesels.
Gotcha. Yeah,
So
sometimes they had a couple different decos and stuff that were available. And the one thing that sticks in my mind is that you had like 1 or 2 of the customs that were kind of like leftovers that they basically when it was down to the very end, it was like you only had like an option of like 2 different engine types. There was only like 2 different faces. It was very much down to the minimum of what was left. So
yeah.
wasn't much custom fun. But this sounds interesting because they have like these prototypes essentially that were not released, so were not intended for release, but for an adult collector, glad you're not giving them to kids. So
Yeah, because I mean, there was one guy I know. The way I got the blue one which was one of the first things I got when I was getting back into collecting this stuff that I liked this stuff as a kid. Was the blue one I got it from a guy on eBay, and he said that he had actually been to China where the factories were and gotten like 4 or 5 of them, and I can say his story has some weight to it because he had some of the silver of a already existing one, the silver color, but he had that listed on eBay, and I saw an old listing. The date on it was before the actual official release date of the silver one. So I'm pretty sure he's telling the truth about that. The other 4 ones I got from AliExpress, which is based in China, and I think the seller would have shipped it from China. So it's possible maybe factory workers could have just like maybe taken a few like, we don't need these anymore, I'll just take them home or something.
I've seen that happen, and it sounds like you're like a Thomas collector. It's like my stuff is like a lot of stuff like the 80s, like G.I. Joe and stuff like that. So I've seen the same thing happen where it's like you get these prototypes that were only supposed to be like sales samples or something that it was like, well, we only made a run of 50 of them, and they were given to our sales guys to show people, but we never actually released that guy. And it's like, so they have a tendency to surface somewhere. It's just, unfortunately, usually it's like it's not to the general public, and sometimes even the not manufacturers, but like folks like us, we don't even get that information just because it was never intended to be out there. So
that makes sense.
It's neat that you got them. I mean.
Oh yeah, I was really surprised when I stumbled across a few of them.
Yeah, it's just trying to scrape the information that you can from the various sources. That's where it becomes a challenge. I get you.
Yeah, but
I'm trying to see if I can help you out. Are there any other numbers I can try looking up? The ones that you have, just so I can see if there's anything. So. Oh
well, there. All of the colors, the other part that's not like the date, it's BJP 60 something. The red one's 62, green one's 64, blue one's 63, and the purple one is 65. But the silver one, which this might have to do with it being like a separate color, not one of the original colors. Its number is DJC 15.
Okay.
So it would be a D as in.
Let me pump the numbers in here to see if by any chance it comes up.
Okay.
Just trying to see if there's anything. Figure it's the least I can do for you is try to look it up and see if it's something. Invalid part number. Yeah, because the system that I have here basically gives me everything that was like basically live released to retail. I just want to see if any of these happen to pop up. Looks like that number was reassigned to something else. That comes up as a Hot Wheels, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like those numbers landed up getting reassigned to some Hot Wheels cars, so.
Oh, the numbers got reassigned. That's actually pretty interesting.
Yeah, that might be what it was, because I'm going back 2015, so
This is a
Yeah,
Hot
she's been
Wheels
going
product
almost
code.
3 years, so that is a possibility, because, yeah, nothing coming up on those. Let me just see one more thing. Yeah, unfortunately, no, I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, that's fine.
I was looking at the two different systems that I have, and I've got one that's like kind of like a visual reference system, and the other one is more like old school. But man, I didn't. I just found a wiki page that had like Thomas Wood, the Thomas Wood wiki.
Yeah, that's actually one made by the fans that I've helped. I've done a few small things on that actually. They have something for that.
Yeah, I didn't realize that there were like so many different variations of the custom stuff.
yeah.
I just kind of went annotated like, well, that makes sense. If you have like 4 or 5 different colors, and you got the different decos, the different faces.
Yeah.
Wow, like that's impressive.
It's weird how they were originally going to be like unpainted or something, but if you scroll like all the way down to the images on that page, if it's the one I'm thinking of, it'll have the pictures of the diesels I'm talking about. If it's a close to the bottom though.
Yeah, because it just keeps going. It's like,
Oh yeah. There's a whole lot of
unknown diesel purple, unknown diesel red.
Yeah, that's them.
Okay. Huh. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, and I think I actually.
It must have been something that they just, they did the prototypes of, and for one reason or another, to get picked up. So I mean,
Yeah.
that happens.
And
it happens more often than you think sometimes with
Yeah.
toys and stuff. It depends on who's,
Huh.
But yeah, that's
What-
cool. You have all 5 colors.
Yeah. In fact, used to that page on the wiki, they didn't even have a picture of the red one at first until I stumbled across someone who had like all 5 of them, and I already had gotten the blue one at that point. But it's weird because these things are sold for like $12, including shipping, and this is like a thing that's probably rarer than some items back that were made like in the 90s.
I think those custom engines were a pretty penny if you customize them online, right? They were usually like $30-40 or something like that.
Yeah. But those pictures of the unknown diesels, those aren't. I don't think those are the official like Fisher-Price promotional pictures. I think those are like studio shots that the people selling them on the third parties that were selling them did, because it looks a little different. And I've seen them reused a lot. But it's still pretty cool.
Yeah, it's neat, and it's one of those things where they probably had to produce X amount of them in order to do a run, and that's probably what's floating around out there is this random unknown number of
Yeah.
But that's cool that you got them though. It's something.
Oh yeah.
It's something unique for your collection.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't always have to be the most expensive or the fanciest thing. Sometimes it's just having something that's kind of like.
Yeah, I've learned that the hard way.
Unique. So.
Yeah.
Hey,
What?
kudos.
Thank you. Well, there's another set of things though that's a little bit lesser known. Do you remember the characters that used to be made called Den and Dart?
Dan and Dirt.
They were some diesels. They were made for quite a while before Mattel and Fisher-Price actually made the one railway. They were made like a year before.
Okay.
It's probably on that wiki page.
Right.
Or on the wiki site. It's on the Thomas Wood wiki.
Okay, yeah, they were like kind of like boxy.
Yeah.
They had like the caution kind of painting on the front of them.
Yeah, one's like orange and kind of a shark blue, and the other one's kind of yellow and maroon, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
I see a picture here. Okay.
So the thing is, these and one other I'll get into in a moment, but I've got some versions of these that have a different product code. They don't have the dates, the date thing, but they have a different set of product codes, I think, and they don't have the right color of wheels. They have black. They both have black wheels, whereas in the show they would be, whatever colors the images are showing right now.
Gotcha.
I also. There's a character named Hiro, which is Hiro, and there's a special version, a special edition they made called Heroes Sticky Spill, which is him covered in like cream, which is based on one of the episodes they made a couple years ago. And this one, Hero's supposed to have red wheels most of the time.
Right.
But this version, which has the tender and everything, usually these don't have the tender, this version also has black wheels. I don't know about the product codes.
Yeah, it could be, I'm trying to think like what the thing, I'm trying to figure out what the date was, because I know that, sorry, I'm scanning myself.
Oh wait, the one, the tender for Heroes, Heroes tender in the Hero Sticky Spill one, that actually has a date for it. It's, it's 2433KQ.
Okay. Then that is probably one on that we made, because if it's prior to 2013, it was made by RC2, which basically owned the, not owned it, but they were basically the manufacturers for it prior to us.
Yeah, they,
all of ours came from 2013 going forward, so it could be...
Wasn't it like late 2012, or was it right at 2013?
Some of this book was made in late 2012, but it officially went on sale January 1st, 2013.
Okay.
But I'm thinking that it's sometimes the different colored wheels, that's something I've seen with sometimes the Hot Wheels cars and stuff like that. If they, run out of one color, they'll switch to another, or something where it's kind of a, it's an easily swappable part, is what I would think. So, unless there's... I don't know how many of them are out there in that color.
Well, the thing is, like, if you go on excuse me for a moment. If you go on eBay, you don't have to do this right now, but these honestly, they look like knockoffs on first glance because the wheels are the wrong color, but they've got the Mattel product and date information on the insides of the wheels where it's normally hidden, and they're all... The thing I've noticed is, there was these usually sell for really cheap on eBay, and I've never seen one of these that actually had the box, but some Chinese sellers seem to have a lot of them. And what's weird is that the one with Hero rarely comes with the tender, but apparently I've actually found one. But the thing about this is, because they were like, I've never seen them with the box, but there's also, in the 2016 yearbook, which was the last one they made for the product line, I think, there's a set called the Race Day Relay, and you can actually see that Thomas has black wheels.
Okay.
Like the main character, the main like character.
Even I know that.
Yeah. But
sometimes like just what I could say is that sometimes those photos have like prototypes or will have like not long production stuff. So
I know
you're not always gonna. Sometimes those aren't available, and I can totally relate to that. I remember being a kid and seeing stuff on the back of the package. Sometimes it's it's like, why can't I find that particular version? Or it's like, oh, his head's different, or it's like, So with those heroes being outside the package, my thought is that maybe that was like an overrun on the bodies, and then they just said, well, we'll just we'll whip whatever tires we happen to have on them and just call it a day, kind of thing, and then they're selling them on the gray market.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. The gray market. Oh, I love that term.
Not so much the black market, because it's like, it's not like illicit goods, but it's like, they technically shouldn't be sold, but it's like people are out there buying them and selling them.
Yeah, the gray market. Wow.
Actually, anyone that collects anything, you know that it's like, well, it's like if I'm getting a prototype, it's like, I probably shouldn't have left.
Yeah. What was that last bit? You said probably shouldn't what?
It probably shouldn't have left the facility or the person that owned it, or otherwise it's usually
yeah, it's kind of borderline.
It was a pain somehow, but it's like, you don't question it because it's part of my collection now.
Yeah, that's what I'm glad you're very understanding about that. The thing is,
I'm not gonna send anybody to take your stuff. So.
Great, thank you. One thing I was considering though is that they like kind of announced this in like late 2017, but really, I'm sorry, late 2016,
Okay.
but they're a different thing. But like really started implementing it as like on 2017, like January 1st. But this is at one point they made all the main characters have a slightly smaller face, but they didn't make like the black part behind it smaller, so you got this little black ring.
Okay.
And I mean, a lot of the fans were like, "Ugh, I hate it," and then, but I personally actually kind of like it because it seems like it accidentally referenced like the really old book series.
Okay.
But
a little bit of extra.
Yeah.
Rickety-dink stuff.
Extra what?
I'm actually looking at I think it's the newer ones that have the kind of that exposed wood.
Yeah, but this was like just almost exactly a year before that happened. They made a small change, and then they made a really bigger change. And the newer ones that have the Thomas Wood ones, they do have exposed wood, but they still have that little black ring. Most of them, it's but they didn't make those changes at the same time. And the thing is, though, there were quite a few characters that way before 2017 had that little edge, almost as though it was like an experiment on the newer characters, which the ones I can name right now are, I believe, there's the reintroduction of Bertram, which was made by RC2 for quite a while, and you've also got Ashima, who was a newer character with the Great Race, but also the weirdest one that used to bug me, or because I couldn't figure out why, was Connor, who's a kind of light blue streamlined engine, and he had that little, not a black ring because he's not that exact color, but he had a little ring around his face, which wasn't actually present on the show, and it was, I look at the ones, and it's almost like they were kind of foreshadowing a small change and experimenting with it, because if you do it on a newer character first, my reasoning is if they do it on a newer character, then they, no one has a previous version to compare it to.
Right.
So
they,
yeah.
They can't complain that it's not
yeah.
the source material.
And also it's really hard to notice. And they, and so it that made me kind of start. And then the change was implemented on all the main characters eventually when it seemed like it would work. And the thing is, it started making me wonder, okay, what changes did they foreshadow but not end up going through with? And one that I considered is that it's possible they might have been going to do that with changing most of the characters to have black wheels. Because you got a picture of Thomas like that, you've got some leaked versions of Dan Dart and Hero Sticky Spill like that, and you've got newer characters like Ashima, for example. She had black wheels instead of like a blue with white trim or something like that. But then, of course, what's funny is that when they made the bigger change with the exposed wood, Ashima goes back to having the blue wheels. So
yeah, I know. I'm looking on here. I see a couple that have like the colored wheels and some that are the black, and it's like.
yeah. I mean, some of them are supposed to have black, like James and Diesel. That's actually the color they have. But there's a few others, like, it just makes. I'm trying to. What would you think if? Would you think that's a reasonable guess, sort of like, hey, maybe they were foreshadowing or like kind of hinting at or experimenting with this change, and they decided not to go through with it, and instead they went with like making the faces smaller.
Yeah, it's like I usually define it as like a running change. Sometimes they'll change something and it's not, it may not necessarily be something that they initially planned out, but as they go through production, they're kind of like, oh, it's like, either this works better or this looks better.
Yeah.
I mean, I think if they all had black, just my personal opinion, if they all had black wheels, it would be kind of, I don't know, boring.
Yeah, me too. Though the interesting thing is that actually one of the few problems with the My Custom Engine line is that you look at that page with like all the different images of it, and they all have black wheels.
Yeah.
Like even the diesel ones that were leaked, they all have black wheels. It's just like they kind of skipped over that, and it's really hard to notice until you really think about it. So
I'm wondering if they just had that same base for
yeah.
for everything, and then.
Well, yeah. But the thing is, it just makes me wonder, maybe they were, like, considering and trying it out on a few models, like, okay, would it work if they all had black wheels? And then I guess they kind of decided, oh wait, that won't work.
Yeah, it makes it look very homogenous, unfortunately.
Yeah, oh yeah, it makes a lot of stuff. But the fact that, like, you got Thomas with black wheels, when the only other time a prototype of him had the wrong color of wheels was in 1992.
Yeah, that's the thing. You guys know more about this stuff than we do.
Oh, wow.
The passion of the digging is like...
Oh.
I usually have a good cursory idea, some things I can, figure two things out and do a little research here and there, but it's like when I talk to like a Hot Wheels or a Barbie collector, it's like I just get smoked because it's like you guys, the fan base has done more exhaustive research than anyone here ever will. It's amazing. It really is.
Wow. Well, that is a big compliment. I want to share that with a lot of people.
Yeah, it's the same as, like I said, I'm a G.I. Joe fan, and the G.I. Joe community, it's the same way. It's like, if you follow Hasbro, you're probably not going to find anybody there that worked back in the 80s. It's like, but the fan base is the one that's, like, preserving the package.
Oh, yeah.
There's a guy that's dedicated to basically taking 3D, like, surround shots of all the packaging and all the products and stuff like that, and, like, archiving them. It's like, it's insane, but it's awesome.
Yeah. If you, but anyways, those were the questions that I had about these things. Thank you so much for your time.
I'm passionate about it, and it's like, like I said, appreciate it. It's like the fan base is, apparently Thomas resonates with you guys, so, hey, go for it.
Yeah, thank you. Also, quick little, well, I would say that just one little thing is that I hope that I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but it's the majority of the older fans, like 13 and up. In fact, like about like all of them have said some pretty horrible things about the exposed wood. And
love and hate. You get people that love it and other people that hate it.
The problem is, like, with the older fans, like, literally none of them like it. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, the ones that do are hardly ever even seen. It's because, I mean, I know part of that is like, oh, the stuff that you had as a kid looks different than what you had as a kid. But they do have some pretty convincing arguments against it.
Yeah. It's one of those things where changes come and changes go.
Yeah.
It was something that, just from some of the talking points I have here about it, it's basically that, basically parents and kids dug it. Like, so the younger kids were digging it. The thoughts were, like, it definitely calls out the wood. And it makes it a little easier when you got grandma that's out shopping for it and they're looking for Thomas Wood, because...
This is true.
For someone like you that knows the lines, you can just look at the shelf and go, oh yeah, you can pick out exactly what goes with what.
Oh yeah.
I put 3 Thomas engines in front of grandma, and whether it's Trackmaster or it's, the die-cast or the wooden, and they're going to look at it and go, yeah, they're all the same. It's like, no, they're not. They're not going to work with each other's tracks.
This is true. I remember getting some as a kid that would be like, wait, this is Ertl die-cast that's been discontinued for years. This doesn't even work.
We've heard, the fan base has been vocal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'd say like those kind of things have gotten to, the folks that do the design and stuff like that as well. So anything, any call we get, whether it's, positive or negative or something missing or whatnot, all that gets reported and whatnot and aggregated on up. So it's like...
Well, that is actually wonderful news.
I mean, like I said, some people love it, some people hate it, and it seems like, like you said, the older crowd tends to be the ones that are not as big of fans. So, but you never know. Might swing back the other way in the future. It's one of those things where, I know there's properties that I like where I'm like, yes, this is great as a kid, and all of a sudden they change it. Like, oh my god, it's horrible! And then it's like, it comes back around again. Somehow they salvage it.
What's funny is that when they made the faces like slightly smaller, but before changing where you could see more wood on it, a lot of the fans were like, ugh, that looks ugly. And then they change it where there's like where there's a lot of exposed wood, and I remember one of the guys was just saying like, I want the other thing back. Because like they first complain about one change, and then when a bigger one comes, they're like, oh, that's different. It makes me chuckle. But anyways,
But yeah, thanks for thanks for reaching out and giving me a chance to like
thank you.
What you had going on, and thanks for being a fan.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you for just answering these questions. And maybe like a couple other things is I've heard like there have been a few with regards to the new Thomas Wood ones with that were the newer ones. A lot of the people have been talking about saying like, hey, there's rumors going around that are saying it's going to get changed, like discontinued or changed back or something. And although there's almost no basis for them, but the fact is that like there were rumors almost exactly a year ago that there would be more exposed wood, and these rumors literally predicted like everything it's spot on. Like someone had inside information. I'm not even kidding. Someone had inside information and went on the Thomas Wood wiki, actually, the one that you just looked at, and said like, hey guys, I gotta tell you something. And no one really thought much of it, and then more stuff comes out, and then it's officially announced, and then we see a picture, and we're like, whoa, it was literally all true. And so now there's like a couple of little things like, hey, a whole bunch of stores have been saying we haven't gotten the most recent shipment of the new Thomas Wood stuff, and if you're not allowed to discuss this, that I completely understand. But it's just like it seems like there's going to be another thing coming.
Yeah, until they actually drop something and it's officially out there, we don't get a lot of that advanced information. Usually more like the marketing folks and stuff.
Okay.
But I mean, that's the one thing that I've learned in my years, both in retail and here, is that change is always constant. It's something's always changing, trying to always freshen, trying to always tweak it, make it better. And, I don't know. I mean, sometimes things change and they're awesome, and sometimes things change and they're not great. They revert back, but
yeah, that's very true.
I don't know one way or the other whether it's gonna which way it's gonna go. I know the tracks seem to be doing good because it's like they're a little easier for kids to build. It's a little less convoluted than it used to be, but like
yeah,
you never know, man. You never know.
My dad actually took one look at the new track, and he's like, "Oh, they just want it to be incompatible with other brands." And I was just like, "How did I not see that?" But
they do come with the adapters. So you can
yes.
You can use with the old Thomas.
In fact, I have some of those.
Anybody else that makes the wooden tracks, the little.
Yes. Whoops! I dropped like all of them. But yeah, I actually have some of those adapters. And I think I got them in that offer where like they give out some of these newer things for free. It was like a call. You had to like call in, kind of like this, and you give your address, and it was actually surprisingly fast.
Yeah, I think all the new sets are supposed to come with. Let's see here.
Like 2 adapters each or something.
It comes with 1 male and 1 female adapter. So basically, you wouldn't attach to every piece you have, but it's one of those things where you build like your section with the old track, and then in your transition, where you can transition from new to old, that's where you can make your connection. So. At least, like I said, music kids can still use it. And I think, actually, on the plastic track stuff, I think we have adapters that go back. Gosh, we have like Trackmaster adapters that basically backdated them like 2 manufacturers ago, like all the way back to like the old, like
yeah, I'm sure
old blue track that has like
no detail. Yeah, like I was never big into that, but I remember there being lots of different adapters between like totally different brands. Like Diecast and Wooden had adapters between the 2 of them.
Yeah, it was just one of those things where it's like in order to keep the kids that had been buying it from one particular company and then somebody else takes it over, you like really punish them for like investing into you want to have them buy all new stuff.
Yeah. The thing is, do you think it would be possible if you could maybe direct me to someone who might know a little bit more about these the black wheels things and the diesels and that sort of thing?
Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, aside from getting into like someone working
fine.
That's where we come in handy. But, how to say, the fan base, I guess, that usually has the best info. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I could direct you at.
There was the, like...
Most of like, the lines that you'll call, even, like, calling the switchboard stuff, it directs you back to here, which we're customer service, so we take care of, like, you know, parts, warranty, we do, like, you know, the questions and product descriptions, and, you know, like, you know, I've got this thing, what is it, you know, all those kind of questions that we try to answer stuff as best we can.
Yeah, and they did a good job with that, actually.
Yeah, diving any deeper than this, I think you're down to, like, you know, fan community forums, so.
Yeah. Although, if you could actually, do you think you could direct me to someone in marketing?
I unfortunately can't.
Okay.
Unless you have, like, the name of someone, it's just, like I said, they kind of, you know, they don't like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I hope at least I was able to give you a little input on some stuff today, or confirm kind of, like, a little bit of that stuff about the prototypes.
Yeah, it definitely helps a lot, especially what you said about the dates. I had no idea it actually says, like, the day of the year if something was made. Leap year makes that hard, but yeah, that's really cool. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you just look at the numbers and you don't really realize what they are until I say, like, well, it's basically it's like a Julian calendar, so it's like, you know, 365 days, and then I think if there's anything else. I think, like, the really old ones. That's 96, so we didn't update them at that point. And yeah, all of our Thomas stuff is current, so pretty much all of our Thomas stuff will have that.
Yeah.
That's four numbers, and then 2 letters, and the letters are basically just the manufacturing plant. So if they all said K, they basically came from that same location. I'm not sure which location, but if it was like a different letter, it would be a different factory. So.
Okay. It looks like some of them were kind of like ingrained in the wood, and some were just printed on it.
Yep. Yeah, sometimes they're kind of like stamped in, like almost like burned in.
Oh, that depends on the manufacturer, doesn't it? Which plant?
Yeah, and then other ones look like they're almost like they're like a tampo stamp, so.
A what stamp?
Like a tampo, like just where they kind of like, you know, stamp it, or like a digital stamp, and they're just kind of like, you know.
Yeah.
I know some of the die-cast ones kind of have it like, it's because it's on plastic, so it's more like a white on black plastic kind of thing. So.
Yeah. That makes sense, though.
The luxury info, you can take that to the forums and look like a hero.
Oh yeah. I'm thank you for letting me record this, actually. I've got let me see if there's anything else I'm forgetting.
Sure.
Do you know of do you know when certain types of... forgive me if I'm holding you too long. Do you know of when certain types of changes would have been made? Like the wheels being made where they are kind of like... I think there was a point around like 2014 or 15 where the wheels were set in. It's like almost hollowed out just a little bit. Whereas some of them aren't. Of course, the fact that this Sticky Spill Hero is from 2013 kind of wrecks all the dates I've heard about when that happened. But some people have found ones that, like, if you flip it upside down and look at the product information on the inside of the wheel, some of them have this little lip and some of them don't. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Would that depend on manufacturer?
I don't have any specifics, but the only thing I do know is that I think it was on the wooden ones at some point, they did beef up. I think the wheels are a little beefier in the later ones.
Yeah.
Like they were thinner and then they made them thicker, right?
Yeah, that was... I know they did that in, like, 1990... It was... Judging by, like, this is just ratios I've had to figure. I'm not entirely sure when this was, but it was sometime in, like, mid-1997 when they made them thicker, but there wasn't, like, there have been little changes here and there, and so they added, like...
They've just been tweaking, trying to, like, either save some plastic or see if they can make them stronger or make them brighter. It's like...
Yeah.
It sounds goofy, but it's like, you know, one of those things where it's like, well, if you can, you know, shave off a little plastic here, and then, you know, that times a billion wheels all of a sudden is, you know...
Yeah. Could you look up one more number?
$1 off of each product, and you to sell 1 million of them, it's like, oh, that's $1 million. So.
This is true. This is true. Could you look up one more number?
Sure, go ahead.
This one is Y4484.
Okay.
It might have been reassigned.
A little bit older, but let's see.
And this isn't the date one. This is something else.
Yep. Yeah, the product numbers that he gave me for the other ones are the newer product numbers because it's 3 letters followed by 2 numbers. Anything that starts with a single letter followed by 4 numbers is usually going to be, let me see here. I think that's like pre-2015 if I...
Oh yeah, this one is. This one is.
You know what the product is? Let me try looking it up by name.
Yeah.
Popped up, so.
On that wiki, it's the Mattel version of Norman from the, I think it's the Steamies versus Diesels 4-pack. However, this isn't the one that was like from last year. This is one that they were like gonna make in 2013, but they never did. I think it was even in that yearbook or the 2013 yearbook. Although I've only seen.
Yeah.
The thing is, it's not just like a computer generated thing. Like they made at least one, because if you look on the page about like Norman, which the name spelled how it sounds, there's one of him, but it's like completely white wheels and a couple of other very small changes that would lead one to believe, hey, that wasn't the normal thing. I don't know where that picture was from. It's got like a little bit of text in one corner even, so it's a scan from something weird. But
yeah, it looks like a product number with a Y would have been anywhere between 2011 and 2013, give or take.
Yeah, I believe this was a 2013, but and I.
It falls into that possibility. So.
Yeah, but do you think? Could you look that one up, maybe?
Yeah, I didn't have anything in the one thing. Let me just check in the other one real quick here.
Okay, that's fine. Oh yeah, the Steamies versus, and I've got the page on the wiki about it. It's Steamies versus Diesels, but it's got in parentheses this to distinguish. It says 2013 to distinguish it from the others. There's another image. Yeah, here's the like official image that must have been from a yearbook or something. That it's got Thomas Percy Diesel and then Norman, who's another Diesel. Apparently it's. Oh, apparently it came with a wooden storage box too. I didn't know that, but it says it's a canceled value pack, according to this wiki.
Yeah, it's probably something that was maybe like
because
the initial shots of it just to kind of show it off, and then maybe not a totally finished product.
Oh, and it says that like Norman was going to be exclusive to this pack at that point. But the thing is, I just realized I forgot to say those My Custom Engine Diesels. They look exactly like Norman. Don't you see? Like,
It's come full circle.
What? Yeah, come full circle. But it's like this. Okay, you got a canceled product. You got the parts from the canceled product. Like, hey, we still got the machinery from the last company that made this and the parts to do it. Okay, but we're not really going to make Norman anymore. Well, the My Custom Engine line is coming out. No one really knows who Norman is anyways because he's only got like 3 speaking roles. So let's just use the parts of the canceled product to make another one, and then that product gets canceled.
Not the first time that something has been recycled to be something else.
Yeah. Well, I mean, learning curve.
We may have inadvertently found like where those custom engines came from. Like.
Yeah, because it was. I forgot that I figured out that theory, like, wait a second, it's a canceled product that was made from the parts of another canceled product.
Yeah, that looks a whole heck of a lot just like that one.
Yeah, it's literally, I mean, the My Custom engines, they're all based off of other models. Some of them don't even exist anymore. But this one, I think, it's kind of... it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, it's like they have the tooling and stuff already done, so why pay for something, you know, if it's
Yeah.
already been made? Huh.
All you gotta do is switch the face and change the color.
Yeah, and that's easy to do as opposed to designing a whole product from the ground up, so.
Yeah. And then that one was canceled. So, yeah, it's just like the irony of that. But anyways, thank you so much for your time.
Oh, no problem, man. Anytime, like I said, if you got a question, give us a buzz. We can try our best. But like I said, I'm looking at this wiki going like, man, there's way more knowledge here than I ever possibly.
Oh yeah. Oh, you should. This is just the one about Thomas Wooden Railway. You should see the official Thomas the Tank Engine wiki. That one's enormous. This one is just like a little sub thing. I'm not even.
I'll go down that rabbit hole someday. So.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think even Andrew Brenner, who like worked on the series for writing the series, I think he might still do. He's like, I think he said a few things about that. The official like Thomas and Friends wiki, or I mean Thomas Wooden. Sorry, the Thomas the Tank Engine wiki. I get all the acronyms mixed up. Anyways, thank you so much.
George, you have yourself a good one, man. I'm going to shut her down and go and enjoy the insane weather that we're having out there. We're super hot. So.
Yeah. Oh, also, do you have or what was your name?
First name's Kevin.
Kenneth?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you so much. I guess I guess it's hard. It would be hard if I call this number back. I'd probably get someone else. So
possibly, it's a worst case scenario. Like I said, you can ask for Kevin and see what happens. And
Kevin?
if available, I can try to help you out, man.
Yeah. You said it was Kevin.
Yes.
Yeah. That's actually a character in the show.
Yeah, I've heard that one before. So.
Oh, you don't. Oh, yeah. Yeah. He's what?
It could be worse.
Yeah. It could be worse. It could be like, oh boy, there's so many. This is making my day. Oh boy.
No problem. You have yourself a good one, man.
Thank you.
I'm glad it was at least able to help a little bit.
You want to see something that's really awful? Look up what the Wooden Railway versions of Kevin, or the older ones, look like.
Alright, I'll ruin my day.
You don't have to, but like it'll make you feel better about yourself. That's like, oh, this is the other Kevin. No, I'm the real Kevin. Anyways, thank you so much. And I think I'm gonna call RC2 about some stuff of theirs I have.
Yeah, give him a buzz and see what happens, man.
Okay, thank you so much. Bye bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
That was epic. That was so. Oh man, I hope it got the audio from the speakerphone, cause oh man, this is like a 46 minute video. Okay, anyways, this is the Culdee fellow signing off, and to God be the glory.